What? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and this video is coming out of fucking nowhere because this time I actually have a shirt on. But two, what is going on? I mean, to be fair, it is coming near the end of the month, and this is very, we know, we already discussed this, it's in my banner theory, well, the fixed one anyway, that there's always going to be a core reverse in the month. I think at least two, I think that they've been doing on a consistent basis, 2 in the month, or has it was one, I think last month was 2. I'm not exactly sure. Who was the last core reverse? It was Brook. So yeah, Brook was the last one, and now they're doing another one. So core reverse chance increase for TANTALO, which kind of seems, let me know if you feel jaded, right? Let me know if you feel jaded. But no matter how you feel, just remember that this video is 100% MFO. I mean, what are you doing if you don't have the, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. This is very strange because I mean, I just specifically summoned for TANTALO when they dropped the Bang It banner, and now they're giving him a fake core reverse, which in theory, technically, it could make some people a little bit jaded, right? Because if that was the case, you could have went for, you know, let's just say you could have went for Jin during the other one, and now you would have got a chance at TANTALO. Or you can be happy like me that I went for TANTALO and now he's getting a fake core reverse, so now I don't have to spend, like, I can completely ignore this banner, quote unquote. Let me know how you guys feel. YFOs are going to be really important in this type of discussion because, you know, people always feel jaded. I mean, you're not entitled to anything, you know, this is just the way that they felt like doing it. I think if this was the case, if they had a core reverse played, maybe like switch it to like after, I think that would have probably been a little bit better, so people would have been like, well, now I really want TANTALO, or I really don't give a heck about him, stuff like that. I think it just would have been, I don't know, a little bit more better done anyway. But I obviously haven't even scrolled down. When I first saw that, I thought like, oh, you know, maybe they're giving his weapon out or something like that, but no, it's a core reverse. So here we go. All right, so let's look down here. So it looks like this hasn't changed. You know, same thing with the regular provoke. He's a Dragon Knight. Was he always a Dragon Knight? Now I feel I'm so confused when like I go back in the characters, even though I review them. After you review so many characters, it all gets like blurry, man, I swear. Blah 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 blah. Overpower looks different. Okay, so overtime effect decreases critical damage of target by 300% of the target. Sworn Friend grants damage immunity one time when an ally takes a critical hit. That is very confusing. So we'd have to, that has to be tested. We're gonna have to do a test on that once this is unleashed onto the masses. The reason why that's confusing is because, okay, so it says of the target, so I don't know if that means that you're gonna get an overpower buff, and when he's in the team in general, right? So you're in the team, overpower buff, right? Now, if it is a buff or something that stays on your character, that means it's obviously a direct counter to Rara. It destroys Rara, not Rara specifically. Sorry, it destroys Annie, to be more specific. It doesn't destroy Rara, it destroys Annie. But people usually do that. But other people, you could do other combos besides. You could do Deva and Annie, so it really disrupts Annie, but it also disrupts any character that has high crit. This type of character would make that if you crit, you're gonna do significantly less damage. And then if you were to not crit, these are anti-crit characters are in a lot of games. This is not like something brand new or anything like that. It's a really cool countermeasure to crit-based characters. Though the game doesn't really have ways outside of like Annie that increases your crit. The only other character that does that would be like Sonato, who's really not popular. He's not gonna be in the new Synergy or anything like that. So you would think like, you know, does it really even matter outside of just countering that one thing? This could technically take Annie out of the PvP meta. And if it does, it kind of does. It doesn't really do too much. But the other thing that's really cool about that is the Sworn Friend grants damage immunity one time. So my issue is that also another buff that's on the character we're gonna have to see. If that puts a buff on your character, you would see the attack go through, and then you would see like it would say you know, Sworn Friend immunity, damage immunity, or something of that nature. So I'm very interested to see how that exactly works. But the crazy part about it is with him on the field in general, you're always going to be blocking like 300% damage. Now, the only thing I think is, I don't know if the overpower is going to be tied to Heart Strike, like the Heart Stricken unit is low. Like, we have to see how that works. But all in all, just this one aspect of it, Sword Friend is pretty crazy. Whether they have to take a crit first and then the next hit, they can't be crit, or, you know, vice versa, still pretty strong. But it looks like it's a direct counter to Annie. It's to slow down Annie and sequentially or also slow down Bathory. I can't think of the proper word there. So let's see if the skills, any other things change, right? Gotta keep it consistent. This looks like it's the same. The poison, the tick, everything like this, and the body check is a single target poison, and they lower the attack. So everything seems to be the same. It's just that one individual change. So yeah, I think that this is gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny to check this out, man, because it really will screw you over for bringing in high crit characters, and also, like I said, it's gonna screw you over for bringing in Annie. But the problem is that crit is in it. This is like one of those games where your character always has crit. There's always a chance to crit. I forgot where this became an issue. It became an issue, I think, in some gacha game. I don't remember. It could have been Epic 7, or maybe it was Knights Chronicles. I think it was Knights Chronicles, in that your character always has a chance to crit. No matter how low it is, there's always a chance for it to happen. So if you were to introduce a character like this and your character crits, even if they have the lowest crit possible, like Rudley has like 20%, but as you add on gear, because you have to add on gear, you have to do it. You have to would then start to manipulate it to get the lowest amount of crit. And even still, even if it's high crit to like 30 or 40, what is it, 200 sometimes or whatever, even if you have like 20, you could have a chance to crit, and then all of a sudden, just because Tantalo is there, your damage is doo-doo, and it just turns to smithereens. And it's like, well, how could I have stopped that? This could actually end up, quote unquote, causing a problem. Slightly, it could. And I'm trying to be honest here, is because it's kind of like the problem where you can't skip a turn. I think Knights Chronicles, again, was like one of the only games that had turn skipping. There's the only game that I remember you guys can actually do turn skipping, where you can just say, you know what, I don't want to attack, I end my turn. And they actually added in mechanics that would actually fight against that a little bit. Like, so if you end your turn, this character would get a buff if you didn't attack. Or 7 Deadly Sins has that too. Some characters have passes if they don't get attacked. So it's like, do you risk attacking them and having this happen, or do you end your turn because it's better that you end your turn than to actually attack into a reflect or into something like that? There's ways to get around it. Oh yeah, so technically 7 Deadly Sins also, you don't have to attack. You can skip your turn by just moving the cards around or whatever like that. But when you have to attack in these games, Epic 7 you have to attack, this game you have to attack. You always have to attack. So, you know, you're giving either things stacks, you're always giving something. So I just find this interesting. Also, the damage immunity thing here can obviously be popped by like a support. You know, we're always thinking like the best case scenario, like, yes, it's gonna block that big crit damage thing and help me out. Or it could, you know, Iris can pop it with her auto attack or something like that. Or, you know, Lepin pops it with the auto attack. So it's not like, it's not crazy. It's really not as crazy as we might think it is, but it is adding some RNG to, again, you're just throwing a skill out. But when you throw a skill out, are you always hoping that it crits? I mean, yes, especially when you're doing the labyrinth, you're really hoping that you get a crit. But at the same time, I'm torn. I'm really torn. I know I'm talking in a circle, but I think I really need some YFOs. I need YFOs on this. It's so weird. It's so weird. There's so much that you can do and not do with this, and it's one of those things that it's either gonna piss you off greatly, or is it a proper counter? I don't know, because you get crit hit as you build. Like, look at my Rudley. Where is it? He has a bonus of 227 crit. His crit is literally naturally 20. Literally naturally 20. His base crit is 20. So as I'm just putting gear on him, I'm giving him, you know, whatever. Here it is. Look at this. I finally got him a thing. I didn't even level up. Okay, idiot. But look at this gear, man. Like, it's just naturally what goes onto him. The crit hit comes up here when you're putting on the yellow gear, and that's what they're advertising you to do it. Like, it's not like you can, like, well, you know what? Tantalo just got a buff, so I'm gonna put all purple gear on my. Is purple good? It takes the crit hit out? Yeah, it does. So it's like, what, everyone's gonna just switch to purple here because Tantalo's out here reducing damage? I mean, again, we have to see it because it says of a target. So we don't know if it's like, if it's the heart strike. This is gonna be spicy. Oh my god, it's gonna be actually pretty spicy. Anywho, again, I need your guys' YFOs. I gotta keep asking it for, because I'm torn. I'm honestly torn here on the situation. But one thing I'm not torn on is that you need to buy the merch. What are you doing? I don't understand it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.